You got a definite gang huddle here. How's it going, gentlemen?
How we doing?
Busy tonight?
Not too bad right now.
Oh, Officer Jackson.
No.
Oh, I can't see you from that far away. It's dark time, but I haven't met you.
Which Jackson do you know? You know his first name? Georgetown.
You're not Officer Jackson.
No.
Oh, you're not with Georgetown.
No, we're Austin.
Oh, APD. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I couldn't see you. I was.
No worries, man.
I haven't filmed a lot of the APD. I do have some videos though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
That's cool.
I mean, the one experience that I have up, the officers were pretty good, I guess. I mean, as good as you can be for harassing the people, right? You know.
Well.
You guys wanted a smoke break so bad you arrested somebody so you could come out here? That's why you're here, right? You must have taken somebody to jail?
No, we took somebody to the hospital.
Oh, to the hospital.
Yeah.
All right. You guys are trying to be good guys tonight.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
can't smoke in the vehicle. So
No, absolutely not. No smoking in there. This doesn't even have like a lot of... Oh, okay. I think I saw a car like this earlier today, but it doesn't even say AP. Oh, right there on the badge.
Yeah.
I see. That's really low pro.
Yeah.
You guys, yeah, it's hard to tell what city you guys are from.
Yeah.
I
we
saw
gotta
a-
grab what they give us. So.
Yeah, no, I understand. So what's your name, officer?
Alaska.
Velasquez. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good place to take a break.
Yeah, it's white.
I've never seen a GPD officer sitting like this in a parking lot. That's why I was like, oh my goodness, I've got to get this. Because they never hide in parking lots. They don't sit around like that I've seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like most departments do. But
Yeah, no, yeah.
APD is really bad about that. I'll say like behind the Starbucks on Metric and Palmer. Metric and Palmer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they go back there and they'll sit there for like an hour.
Well, usually when you're sitting somewhere like that, you're writing a report.
Yeah, definitely they're writing a report, but I mean, you could write a report where you could at least see something happen. Like, I mean, I don't mean just a speeder, but like, you know, something really crazy. Like, at least you're in a position to see something, you know. If, I mean, like, what if there was a shooting? It's not going to happen like right behind there, you know. Like, I mean, that's true. You never know. I mean, things can happen anywhere, but I mean,
Where it was gonna happen, we'd definitely be sitting there.
no,
You know what I
that's
mean?
for sure, right? That's for sure. Yeah.
Cold out here, man.
Have you ever read the book The Little Engine That Could?
Oh man, yeah, years and years ago.
I just say I think I'm warm, you know. As long as I keep
try that every day and it just does not work.
it doesn't work.
Not for me, man.
You're not believing it.
No.
You're just
I don't get a
saying
beard like that. That's what it is.
the beard surprisingly doesn't actually keep you warm. I mean, well,
I'd like to believe it. Does.
it actually works against you when it gets really cold.
Yeah.
Like when it gets below freezing, you know, it'll freeze. You'll get crystals on there.
Golly.
You know, and that's like people that lived like Eskimos and stuff, they don't have beards. They don't have them because
I'd
it
like to
works
have a
against
beard.
them. You know, it works against them. But no, this beard is kind of like a trophy, a marker, because I walked here from Miami and it's taken me this long.
Are you originally from Miami?
No. I'm from my mom. You guys have never met a guy like me. I'm telling you right now.
Count it. That's funny,
Yeah.
man. That's funny. I like it.
It's absolutely true. You know, we think that we're from a place.
Yeah.
And the place actually has nothing to do with it at all. Yeah, oftentimes, you know, we make that mistake of thinking that we live in a place or that our home is in a place when, like, you know, I live in my body. I don't know about you guys, you know.
I live at work.
Well, I mean, it's easy to get that idea. Like, we're kind of joking, but I'm also serious too, you know.
Yeah.
I've thought that I lived in a place before, right? And, you know, rarely there, right? Like, how often are you at your house? You know, most of the time you're not, right? You're at work or you're somewhere else, you know, you're out having fun or whatever. But, you know, it's kind of like, oh, I'm never at this place, but I'm paying for it all the time, right? And I've even been homeless before, and they both suck equally. right? But once I realized that, oh my goodness, I live in my body and I'm at home with myself, everything changed, right? And then, so it's like, even, you know, having walls or a cage or whatever it is, you know, it makes no difference to me now, right? Like, I could have it or not have it, and it makes no difference, you know, because it's not the place.
I see what you're saying. It's pretty deep.
Right? Like, all stories have a setting, and usually it's mentioned at least once in a book, you know?
Yeah.
They'll say where it takes place, but it has nothing to do with the story at all, right? Like, you know, maybe you've heard somebody say, where did you hear that? Or where did you learn that?
Yeah.
Well, if you go there, you're not going to just hear it. You're not going to learn it, you know, just because you go there.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not the place, it's the people, the experiences that you have in a place, but we attach them to that place. You know, in like in our minds, you know, we make this file and we call it Georgetown or Austin or whatever, you know, and, oh, I really liked Austin, right? Well, what happened in Austin? You know, I mean, you obviously had some good experiences there. It wasn't the city itself. You know what I mean? Or, oh, I didn't like Austin. Oh, so you mean some people pissed you off. You like, you know, things didn't work out the way you thought they were, but it's not Austin's fault. Right? You know, it's not the place.
That's what you said. Makes sense.
Yeah. You guys aren't detained, by the way. I mean,
oh my gosh.
You guys laugh, but it's really hard to get away from me.
We were, so we didn't have to go back to work.
Yeah, I mean,
That's just what we go.
I clarify that now because, you know, 2 hours later, I don't want you guys to be like, you know.
That's funny, man. I like your sense of humor. Pretty good.
Amateur night, the Apollo, ladies and gentlemen. Tip your waitresses, don't drink and drive.
Yeah, no, I'm totally against drinking and driving. That's what the 2 APD officers that I did film, it was a DUI stop. And I am totally against it. You know, I don't recommend it at all.
Yeah,
but,
it definitely hurts people.
Well, no. Drunk driving has never hurt anybody. Hitting somebody while drunk has hurt many people. Right? Like, speeding has never hurt anybody. Running a red light has never hurt anybody. But hitting somebody has. You see, it's not.
You also have to take the action in order for that to happen. Things don't just hit.
Yeah.
No, that's true. But I mean, lots of people drive drunk and never hurt anybody.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it happens all the time. It's almost like a sport here in Texas. I've noticed, like driving, and not just to drive drunk, but to throw your bottles out the window. You know, they're all over the side of the road.
Yeah.
But again, you know, it's not the drinking that killed anybody, right? It's the getting in the accident.
Definitely kill people.
Oh no, people have died from drinking too much. I phrased that wrong. Okay, drinking and driving hasn't killed anybody. There's been some statistics that show you're more likely to get into an accident if you're drunk, right? And I'm right there with them on those statistics, you know. But the problem is that Congress didn't intend those laws to apply to the people, and they didn't write that it applies to the people. They said no person shall drink and drive, right? They didn't word it exactly that way, but they used the word person in all of your transportation code, your H&S code. It always says persons, right? And this is so critical because if Congress intended for all humans to be subject to those codes, they would have simply wrote no human. If they intended for the people to be subject to those codes, they would have written that none of the people may do this or do that. But they don't, because they can't. Because the people are above the government. They created the government. We the people?
I don't guess I'm following anything you're saying right now.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. But the Fourth Amendment, guys, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. Now, this is critical because it's the first time the word person was used in the Constitution. And it's used in conjunction with the word people. Right? So right here, we can start to get an idea that there is a difference between the two words. They might be interchangeable in our everyday language, but as far as the Constitution goes, they're not. And it clarifies it right there. Now, so let's think about that. The right of the people to be secure in their person. Now, one, the word there is THEIR. That connotates ownership. Okay? And the word person is there with houses, papers, and effects, which are all things that can be bought and sold. With me on that?
To some degree.
Houses, papers, and
Interpreting
effects?
how you want to interpret it.
No,
Obviously,
well,
the state of Texas interprets.
I'll
what
go
that means a
with
lot
you on
different than
that.
what you-
I'll sidetrack because I don't have any videos with
But
anybody
that's
saying
why,
that.
That's why we elect people to
But
fight
le-
over all that.
That's not true. Let's
stuff
just
anyways.
say that I'm interpreting it how I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I am the beneficiary of the contract. The
What
people,
contract?
the Constitution.
Okay, well, I'm just saying
It's a contract.
the way you're interpreting it is different than the way the state of Texas.
And I'm going with you on that. I'm just going to say for the sake of this that I'm interpreting it. I'm stipulating your point for the sake of this discussion. That I'm
so for the
interpreting it how I
discussion,
want
you're
to.
Assuming that the way you're
Yeah.
interpreting it is the correct way.
I'm stipulating for the purpose of this that I'm interpreting it how I want it
Okay,
to be
I got you.
interpreted. Now, and I'm going to explain how I have every right to do that. Okay? And that's because I am the beneficiary of the contract.
Right.
And I am the non-preparer. In Am Jurisprudence, page 97, says that whenever you are interpreting a contract, the benefit of the doubt should always go to the beneficiary. Okay? And any first-year law student can tell you that the non-preparer always gets the benefit of the doubt. So I didn't write the Constitution, but I am the beneficiary. The people are the beneficiary, right? The Constitution doesn't tell the people what they can't do. It tells the government what they can and can't do, right? It does list a number of rights that the people have, but it doesn't give them their rights. It's enumerating their rights. Those rights are inalienable, and it says so. Right? It's
But-
not
so
giving the
the-
people the rights.
Giving them their rights.
No, the people already had their rights from their creator. They're inalienable.
Right.
And they were just enumerated. And it says that, by not listing a right doesn't mean they don't have the right. But they listed
So
a number of rights.
What are you arguing?
Well, I sidetracked because you said that I was interpreting it. And I'm saying I have every right to do so. And not
I'm
only
arguing with
do
you
I
whether
have
or not
every right
you
to
have
do
the
so.
right to interpret it. You can interpret it how you interpret it.
Right.
You said that the state of Texas disagrees with you.
Actually, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Well, it does.
The state of
because you
Texas
cannot
only
drink
exists
and
on
drive.
paper.
I'm sorry?
The state of Texas only exists on paper and has no mental capacity whatsoever to disagree with me.
Okay. Well, I
The
mean,
state
you can
of
believe
Texas is
whatever
a
you want, but if you drink and
fictional-
drive, you're going to go to jail. I mean, it's
Well,
just the way it is.
like I said, am totally against drinking and driving,
No,
so
yeah, we're
I'm
not
not
saying that
worried
you
about
agree
me
with it.
going to jail.
Right, what he's saying.
I don't doubt
About
that
you
you guys have the
specifically.
guns and the cuffs and that you will arrest people for that, right?
No, I'm not. But I'm not talking to you specifically.
I know, and
just
I'm
saying
not-
the way you're interpreting it. The state of
Would
Texas
say, right.
interprets it differently.
I have no doubt that you arrest
And
people
the state
all the
is a
time.
collective conscious of its own people, so it does matter how the state interprets it.
Well, what it comes down to is how the individual officer interprets it right there on the scene. And, as to what happens, you guys have a lot of discretion, not so much with drinking and driving. I hate to get focused on that one charge,
Yeah.
but, the entire transportation code, okay, in general, applies to persons, right? Now, if there's a victim, then that's different, then that we're talking common law now. If you injure another man or damage or steal another man's property or defraud another man in contract, those are laws. Those are actual crimes complete with a victim. And those apply to the people, right? Because they're taking a right from somebody else.
Right. So,
You see-
what you're saying is, transportation code inherently isn't. It's a victimless crime.
They're not crimes. They're not even called laws. They're called codes. And that's a different word than the word law,
Right.
right? They're not
However,
laws.
You're still held to a standard of you get a driver's license, right?
Well, if you get a driver's license, then you're agreeing to to consent, but only if you're driving.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but by definition, driving you have to be a person.
Well, yeah. I mean, what else?
But the people aren't persons
Well,
inherently.
So I think what
See,
you're doing
the
is we're
Fourth
just
Amendment
misconstruing
says-
the words and
No,
You know.
I'm using a literal definition. There's no argument that says you can't interpret the Constitution literally.
but you're saying
Literally.
But you're saying that people, that the Constitution only applies to
people, not persons.
No.
Or persons.
I said that those codes only
Right.
apply to persons.
Right.
Because they say they only apply to
But,
persons.
so you're saying that
Congress
you're not a
intends
person.
them to apply
You're
to
not a
persons.
person. You are the people.
I am one of the people.
Right.
I have a right to be in my person and be secure from
Right.
unreasonable search and
you-
seizure.
Right.
But as one of the people, but if I have the right to be in my person, I also have the right not to be in my person. And right now I'm not in it. Right? Because it's not because I say so. It's because I'm not doing certain things.
Right.
One of them is I'm not injuring anybody, but even that wouldn't put me in my person. That would just
Right.
mean I
But
was
if you're-
depriving somebody of their right and I'd be subject to common law, actual laws,
Yeah.
not codes. But I'm not doing commerce for profit or personal gain.
Right.
I'm not an employee of the government.
So what do you?
And I'm not an immigrant.
Transportation code goes.
Well, transportation, I mean, the entire word transportation, that's your transport from one port to another. A port is commerce. You see, it's commerce. All those words are commerce. Money, money, money.
I think-
That's a port if you're delivering goods to
I
it.
think what we're just arguing semantics at that point. You know, it's
Let's say that you
You're
had a
in trans-
contract with me and you agreed
Right.
to sell me 10,000 blue shirts. Okay?
I don't know why you need that many blue shirts.
Let's just say, okay, we make a contract and you agree to sell me 10,000 blue shirts. And you show up with navy blue shirts. Okay? Now, that's not what we agreed on.
Right.
Right? Now, that's a breach of contract.
Right.
Not semantics.
Right. That's a civil issue.
Not semantics.
Well, you're right. We're talking about
Two different words
You're
with two
saying-
different meanings.
You're saying that the word transportation is only used as far as commerce goes, but it's not. It's used.
Well, the word transportation means commerce, but the transportation
No,
code
the movement of
applies to persons, which is more than just commerce. It's also employees of the government and immigrants. Because immigrants had to ask permission from this government in order to come here. And they agreed to be persons. They agreed to be here
Right.
in
And
person.
you got a license, therefore you agreed to follow the transportation code.
When you're transporting,
When you're operating a motor vehicle.
yes, when you're operating a motor vehicle. And this is a motor vehicle, but that looks like a private automobile to me.
No, you got to look up the definitions, but
I do.
But if you're going to argue everything literally, you have to argue everything literally.
I a motor vehicle. I mean, I don't. By the looks of it, it looks from what I can see. I don't see any reason to believe that it's a motor vehicle. It looks like a private automobile.
Okay, well, go look at transportation code and see
And
what
look
the
up
definition of a
definition of
motor
insurance.
vehicle is.
Yeah, I know. I've looked it up. It's a
Arguing all the
circle.
literalness of everything. So if you're going to say, you got to say literal or not literal, right? You can't just form your own opinion.
No,
Right.
it's not my opinion. It's 9 guys
You're
with
gonna say this is
robes
what it
that
says,
sit on
and
the
this is what
Supreme
it-
Court of the
you said
United
you-
States.
You said you look at all of it literally, right? That's what you're
No,
telling me.
I said that there's no argument that says you can't interpret literally. When I'm talking about the Fourth Amendment, I was talking literal. The word there, THEIR.
Right.
So are you
that
just
means
giving us
ownership.
Are you giving us your opinion now? Is that what you're
No,
doing?
the word there,
No,
THEIR.
we're talking about.
I don't give opinions, okay?
So, as
I
far
give
as
the Supreme Court's
motor
opinions.
vehicle goes is what we're
The
talking
Supreme Court says that that is a private automobile. And that
Transportation code says that's a motor vehicle.
no, it
Yes,
doesn't.
yes, it does.
No, it
It
doesn't.
absolutely does.
No, it doesn't.
You have a phone.
The transportation code has a circular argument or a circular definition for the word motor vehicle. It goes round and
That's
round
a motor vehicle.
and it makes it appear as though that is, but it uses the word person
Okay. Well, here's
and not
thing.
the word people.
I agree to disagree. But
No, you guys have been really nice. Like
Yeah,
I
no,
said, you're not
absolutely.
detained. See, this
Well,
is
no,
why
yeah,
I
we gotta-
give that
we gotta go-
disclaimer right
it's-
away. You're not
we're just going in
detained.
circles. No, I totally get
You're
it.
not
It's a
detained.
pleasure meeting you, sir.
Absolutely. But it's not nice to call the people names, and I don't have any titles.
names?
No, and I said that I don't have any titles. See, a title, you guys have titles, right? And
You can call me whatever you want.
and that
You don't
means
gotta
that
call me
you've
by
been
title.
entitled. No, but that means you've been entitled. And see, when you're entitled, there's only 2 types of titles in this country.
Which
There's
is?
titles of nobility, which have been outlawed twice in the Constitution, and there's titles of ownership. You see, and so a lot like a car or a boat or a house has a title, you guys have titles, right? And that's why it's in all capital letters.
What's that?
Your name.
Oh, my last name?
Yeah, see, it's in all capital letters. That's not how you spell it.
I mean, it depends on how I write it.
Well, maybe you do, but I'm just saying, as a general, the people don't spell their names that way. They capitalize the first letter, and the rest of them are lowercase.
It depending on the circumstance. If it says write in all black letters, it's black letters.
Well, that's because it says so, but listening to what people tell you to do is a bad idea. That's a quick way to end up in your person and in cuffs.
Man, I don't want to do
You know,
that.
but I'm just saying that you guys have been
we gotta go
entitled.
take
See,
calls.
I don't have a title.
We're not trying to
You're not detained. You can walk away at any time.
Well, we don't
You're
wanna
free
be
to go.
rude. I know we can walk away.
You
We're just trying not to.
I
be
know.
rude.
You guys have been
We just
very
gotta take
pleasant,
calls.
and it's very cold. And
All right,
I
man.
will.
We'll see you
Yeah.
going.
We'll see you on the other side down there, all right, brother?
I've already been there.
Take care, okay?
You mean Austin, the other side?
The other side.
No, I've already been there.
You
Yeah.
don't want to go back?
No. Hey, you guys want to subscribe to my YouTube?
I don't actually get on YouTube.
Oh, all right.
Where are you?
Well, if you're gonna subscribe, I'll tell you right now. Do you have your phone?
Well, I don't remember my user information, but once I get logged in, I'll subscribe to you.
All right. It's called Press On.
Press on.
Yeah, it's 2 words. It doesn't matter, but when you do need to, after you do a search, you need to press the 3 little lines in the top right corner and change the type to channel. That way it just searches channel names called Press On instead of like music videos and all kinds of other things. Will come up way before me. You'll never find me unless you change the type to channel, but it's 2 words, Press On, as in the right to press on, you know? See, like right now I'm pressing on. That's movement. You see? That is a private automobile, gentlemen. Have a good night. All right.
Press on.
Master by the name of Bates, smoking more than all 50 states combined. Yeah, right, I gotta stay on the grind. I got no money, so my weed's on my mind. I hit the club, but you know I can't dance. 7 and 7 in my cutoff chance. Tie that shirt in my long ass hair. What part of how I look makes you think I care?